So I gotta go throw all my Milwaukee stuff out right quick, my Milwaukee garbage out right quick. And we're about to go to town to tool around for a little bit. I'm gonna take y'all along. So that's one way to get rid of it. Let me put my boots on, we're gonna hit the road here right quick. New stuff. This is actually a Garmin dash cam right here in this box here. I'll show y'all it in a little bit. So the dash cam there that I got it's in a link down below in my Amazon affiliate link down there. I'm gonna start running the dash cam all the time. I'm on the road a lot, you know, going back and forth to the woods, stuff like that. And I see a lot of different things, and also it'll allow me to incorporate some of that footage into some of my videos too, and I think that'll be pretty cool. So we'll, like I said, I'll show that to y'all in a little bit. So the other day I was a long ways from the house. I was about 400 miles or so from the house, and I was in a store and I saw this guy. I can always tell when people spot me or they think they know who I am or something like that, and that happened. And the guy kind of looked at me funny and he made a loop and he came back around another aisle and he asked me, he said, "Are you on YouTube?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I am." So I started talking to him, you know, and stuff like that. So the same thing has happened right now. I'm sitting here at Tractor Supply and there's a guy over here waiting on me to get out, and I'm just sitting here right now because evidently he's done spotted my truck. So I'm just going to kind of wait him out, if you know what I mean. But that's getting a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of crazy when you're a long way away from the house and you get noticed or something like that. It makes you realize you know, how far out that you're actually getting. And that's actually happened several times now when I've been out on the road and stuff like that. But he's finna leave. I'm finna jump out and head on in. I always like going in there, getting some shavings for the psycho pups here. Is what I'm doing. I should have filmed that, but I didn't. The dude caught me as I was going in the store. He was bound and determined to catch me. But what it was, he wanted to talk to me about my fuel tank in my truck here, about because he could tell that it was not a bought tank, in which this tank in my truck here, I've got a whole series of videos about building this tank that's in this truck right here, this 100-gallon tank. And so like I said, I should have filmed that, but I didn't. So we chit-chatted about that, so we're gonna head on down the road now. So I'm about to risk my life going into our Wally World right here and get a couple of things. Got to get him another phone screen protector for a phone. I am in the right place now. Scored. So I got that done. Usually I always go into the garden center, but they've got to where they never have it open over there. I guess people stealing so bad. So come in and out the automotive center. I hate going in the main entrance here. After you come out of the Wally World, hand sanitizer is always a must. So now we're just on a quick run in and out of stores, heading to the K. Roger now, also known as Kroger. You know what, we're gonna skip Kroger. I'm not gonna fight with the amount of people that are here. I don't really care for crowds too much, I'm not gonna lie. We've got a Harbor Freight here in Columbus. It's been here, I don't know, it's been here 2 or 3 years. I have never stepped foot in it. I've been in them before in other towns, but I've never stepped foot in ours here. So we're going to go in there, and then I think that's gonna be it for today. We're here. I tell you, I do the majority of all my shopping now anymore on Amazon, even tools. I mean, you can get You can get really good tools off of Amazon now, and it's simpler to sit there at the house and click what you want and get it shipped right to your door. You don't have to go in or anything like that, or nothing. Well, we're gonna go in here and walk around. So after that, if you're a video vlogger, do not go to Harbor Freight. I just got kicked slap out. I didn't even have the camera. Filming. I had it in my hand, down by my side. They said, "You gotta go, man." I was like, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yeah, man, no video cameras in here." I'm like, "What the F, dude?" So, we'll be shopping there, people. So I got the dogs all fixed up. People's been asking in the comments about wanting to see the dogs. I don't show the dogs because, man, every time I do, somebody wears me out in the comments about how I treat the dogs and stuff, and I'm not sure where that comes from. Check this little compact inflator out from Milwaukee here. Showing 38.5 pounds of air. I'm gonna let some air out of this tire here right quick. Let's see what I dropped the air down to right quick. I'm gonna say probably about 20 pounds or so. It's probably in it now. No, 14.5. Let me show y'all here. All right. So can you see that? So that's 14.5, which would be normal, like if you had a low tire or something like that right there. So you just bump the tire pressure to what you want right there, or you can hold it down and it'll go up too. So we're gonna go to 35. I had 38.5 in it, but she'd been driving. So I'm gonna start my stopwatch at the same time here. So when we do it, I can actually see the tire going up. That's a 225 16-inch tire is what that is. And it's supposed to automatically cut off when it gets to 35 there too. It's been running 56 seconds. A minute and a half now, and it's at 25 pounds. That's 2.5 minutes, and it's at 31 pounds is what it's showing on the gauge right there right now. And 33.5 pounds. It just went to 34. $35. Look at that right there. So 3 minutes and 13 seconds is what it took. I don't know if y'all can see that or not right there. There's what it is. I'm gonna tell you what, and the thing about it is you're only supposed to run it for 10 minutes at a time. It's got an overheat thing on it to protect it if its compressor gets too hot. So what you're supposed to do is run it 10 minutes and then let it cool off for 10 minutes. But you can see how quick that thing aired it up. I mean, 3 minutes and 13 seconds there. So that's very cool. And that's on an M12 battery. That's just a 2 amp hour battery is all that is on that thing. I mean, that is it right there. So you can see, I like how it'll cut off automatically on it. So I'm gonna show y'all something else really cool that this thing will do right here. I'm gonna back y'all up right here where y'all can see what I got going. That's my road bike right there, my Specialized road bike, and they run about 100. I run about 110 pounds of air in the tires on this thing. Is what I run. All right. You've got regular straighter valves, which is like what's on Jill's van right there, and all vehicles have. But on these higher end bikes, mountain bikes and these road bikes right here, you have a valve stem called a Presto valve. And what it is, it's a lot smaller valve stem. It's a lot smaller to go in these rims right here. Well, a normal straighter valve stem will not fit on it. But this little compressor, believe it or not, I wondered about this, it actually comes with a Presto adapter right here for it. And I couldn't believe that, I guess whoever works at Milwaukee that designed this thing must ride bikes, is all I can figure, because that's the only way it will work. The way this Presto works is you got a little lock nut right there that screws down, that holds that straighter valve up, locked in. So to put air or take air out, you have to unscrew that all the way up. And we're just going to let it on down some right there. And then you put this thing on there. Screw it down. Good and snug. Okay. So it shouldn't take but just a second to do this one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this thing up to, I'm going to do it at 100 and just make sure that it cuts off right there. All right, I did not have the thing, the adapter on there. I didn't have it screwed all the way down on it, which is still not going to register because I don't even have enough air in it to even register. So here we go here. Let me go here. Thing's jumping. I hope that thing stops at 100. If it don't, it's going to be ugly. All right, 37 seconds to do that. That's pretty cool. Let's go on up to 110 here. And go ahead and engage her. So 37 seconds, here we go. There it is. That's pretty cool. That's sweet right there. They put the Presto adapter in it thing, because my mountain bike also has those these Presto tubes in it too. So very cool. Because the screwing this thing on is a little bit different than what I'm used to. My other one over there, you just slide it on and lock it, and it'll lock on there. I don't have to screw anything on. So that was kind of new to me, but that's pretty cool. You see it dropping right there. I got a little leak in this one. As long as I jump on it, it'll and of course that could be the air in there cooling down too. Okay. That would probably be more realistic right there, because the air is hot coming out of this little thing right here. Okay. All right. Very cool. All right. Let's get this thing undone. For those of y'all who don't know how small that battery is, that little M12 right there, that's a 2 amp hour M12. You can put the you can go all the way up to the 6 amp hour. They got larger ones than this right here, but that's all that it was running this little compressor. And that little thing is small, very small. But you get like a football inflator right there on the back of it, and then you also get like a raft to inflate like floats and stuff like that for swimming pools right there. I tell you what, I don't know, and the Presto one goes back, it just locks in right there so you don't lose it. I tell you what, whoever is behind the thought process of all this Milwaukee stuff that they're putting out right now, they're pretty slick. This thing also recalibrates itself on the pressure. So when you're running it, if it ever starts flashing right there, what it's doing is it's recalibrating itself to the pressure on there. But it's got these little rubber feet on the bottom that are spring loaded, so it takes all the vibration out of it. But you just wrap this cord right here, the hose around it, and it just goes right there, just like that. That thing takes up no room. But can you imagine? I mean, I've got another little compressor that's similar to this, but this thing it's twice the size of this thing right here. But man, say you had running down the road, like I do, pulling my boat, you know, traveling and stuff like that, or, you know, and have a flat, I could shove a plug in it, because I keep plugs in my truck there all the time. Shove a plug in it, grab this thing real quick, hit the air to it, get it aired back up, be back on the road. These bikes right here are pretty slick, because these tires right here, when you get up to 110 pounds of air in them, like you can run 120 in them, but I run 110, 112 in them. To hand pump them like I do with a hand pump, well, when you start getting over about 80 with it, I mean, you really gotta do some pushing on it. This thing will go up to 120 PSI is what it'll go to. So you can just leave it alone, and if you don't set a pressure on it, it'll automatically cut off at 120. That's as high as it'll go, is 120. But I'm about to get Milwaukee pour here. I got a bunch of Milwaukee stuff. Now, the deal with the Harbor Freight stuff, I really don't get that. When I walked in there, I was on my Canon G7X. What I was going to do was I was going to walk around through there real quick and just kind of browse around and just kind of spot film with the camera some. And I had filmed as I was, well, what y'all saw, that's all I filmed, what y'all saw. And I walked in the door right there, and they had some basket racks that go in the receiver hitch on the back of your truck. And I was standing there looking at them, and I have a grip on this camera. And so I had it in my hand, I had the grip in my hand with the camera on the end of it, and I had it down beside my hip right there. And I mean, I looked at two of those baskets, and I went to turn to walk on into the store, and I wasn't even filming yet at all. And this guy that works there, like a manager type personality, he walks up to me and he said, you can't have that camera in here, you can't film in here. He said, with store policy, we don't allow nobody to, and I looked at him, and it totally caught me completely off guard. I was not expecting that. I've never been shut down like that or anything like that. So I just turned around and I said, man, are you serious? He said, yeah, you either put the camera up, which I didn't have the camera was on beside me or whatever, or you gonna have to leave. I was like, okay. So I left. Whereas if I'd had the camera running, I would have filmed the interaction between he and I, but it's crazy stuff. He said store policy, so I got on the phone with somebody when I left there, and they looked at Harbor Freight, and they didn't see anything that said any kind of store policy. And I know a bunch of y'all probably raising Cain saying I should have, raised a ruckus and stuff, but man, I was caught off guard. I was not expecting that at all. So I may end up digging a little bit into that and doing some checking on that. But so if you enjoyed the video with this right here, little compressor, and then I got all that other stuff too. Got the compressor, the skill saw, the heat gun, tape measure, those bits. Oh, the high torque impact, man! I can't wait to use that thing a little bit. The high torque impact, I want to try it on one of our big trucks is what I want to try it on. If it'll take those lugs off that big truck, that thing's a beast. So if you like my stuff, please subscribe. Tell me all the clickable stuff's right down below. I'm gonna let y'all go for right now. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.